Welcome to your daily 5-minute crypto brief with Satoshi and Nova. Today is August 14th, 2025. I am Nova.
I am Satoshi.
Coin hit around, $124,000, a completely fresh record, and ETH climbed up to roughly $4,780. That's its highest point in almost 4 years. We're even seeing gains in major altcoins, and even meme coins like Doge and Shiba Inu are up. It feels like a real risk-on moment across the board. The total market cap, it's now over $4 trillion. I mean, that's a huge jump from $2.5 trillion late last year. Massive.
Yeah, it's pretty staggering. And what's really interesting is this isn't just noise. A $4 trillion market cap. Well, that really signals crypto is becoming a major asset class. It's grabbing attention and capital from serious investors now. If you connect the dots, the main driver here looks like macroeconomics. Specifically, what everyone expects from monetary policy. Right now, traders see an almost 100% chance the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates maybe as soon as next month. Signs of a cooling job market, inflation looking tame, that whole dovish outlook leading towards lower rates. It's weakened the U.S. dollar. And when the dollar is weaker, it tends to boost demand for assets seen as riskier, like crypto.
Okay, that makes sense. The Fed loosening things up certainly sounds bullish, but are there counter arguments? Any big headwinds that could slow this down, even with the Fed looking dovish? And beyond just interest rates, what about governments? How are they playing into this? Are we seeing regulations actually help crypto move forward?
Absolutely. Government policy, regulation. It's actually created a pretty supportive environment recently. Take the Genius Act stablecoin law. That passed mid-July. It's a really foundational piece. It means stablecoins tied to the U.S. dollar, like, Tether, USDC, they have to be fully backed by solid reserves and audited regularly. That brings much-needed clarity. It definitely boosts confidence in these coins, which are, well, vital for market liquidity.
So it's not just about safety, it's validating the plumbing of crypto.
Kind of, yeah. It blurs the lines between traditional finance and this decentralized world. And then there's the other thing. President Trump's administration signed an executive order. It allows crypto in 401k retirement plans. Now, that potentially opens the door for trillions in pension money to get crypto exposure. But it's also, I think, a big psychological shift. It sort of legitimizes crypto for traditional finance folks, makes it seem less like a wild gamble and more like a real asset for, long-term planning.
Interesting. While that clarity sounds good, you do hear some argue it goes against the whole decentralized idea of crypto, right? Is that a real concern, or is regulation just sort of necessary for crypto to get really big? And zooming in from the big picture, what's happening right now? Any specific events in the last day or so solidifying things?
Yeah, it's definitely a tension, that regulation versus decentralization thing, but arguably for mass adoption. Some level of clarity seems, well, almost unavoidable for maturity. As for recent stuff, look at the T3 Financial Crime Unit. It's a joint thing, Tron, Tether, and TRM Labs. They just reported freezing over $250 million in illicit crypto assets. And Binance, the big exchange, just joined their expanded T3 Plus group. They immediately helped freeze about $6 million tied to some scam.
Right.
So you see the industry itself collaborating more to fight fraud. That's huge for building trust.
Okay. Yeah, self-policing helps. What else?
Well, there was also news about Aug14 𝗶. They're listed on NASDAQ, a blockchain company. They secured a $1.5 billion financing deal for World Liberty Financial, which is a crypto venture apparently backed by Donald Trump and his family. Aug14 𝗶 now holds 7.5% of that venture's token supply. So that shows, serious institutional money and even a political angle creeping in.
Right. So we've got the Fed potentially helping clearer rules and these big industry moves happening. Does this mean the rally keeps going? Or should we be bracing for, the other shoe to drop?
That's the $1 million question, isn't it? Or maybe the $150,000 question for Bitcoin. Some analysts think if Bitcoin can really break past $125,000 and hold it, then $150,000 could be the next target. Continued institutional buying and that regulatory clarity would fuel it. But, and this is important, the risks are still absolutely there. Crypto is famously volatile. If something changes with the macro picture, like the Fed suddenly delays those rate cuts, or if some unexpected policy shift happens somewhere in the world, sentiment could flip fast. For anyone investing personally, caution is still the word. Use risk management tools. Definitely avoid getting over-leveraged, borrowing too much against your crypto. And diversify. These huge climbs can sometimes be followed by pretty sharp drops.
Okay, so let's quickly recap. The crypto market's definitely riding high right now. Lots of optimism, seems mostly tied to hopes for easier monetary policy from the Fed and some genuinely supportive regulatory moves. We've seen Bitcoin and Ether hit significant highs, and there are signs the industry itself is maturing, fighting crime, attracting big investments. For you listening, keeping an eye on those big economic trends and managing your own risk seems really crucial.
Exactly. And it brings up a really interesting point as crypto gets more mainstream, doesn't it? How do we as individuals navigate this? How do you balance that real excitement and opportunity with, well, the constant need to be careful and think critically in a market that changes so incredibly fast?
That's definitely something to chew on. Great point to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive today. Until next time.
You've seen the crypto headlines. Now get the signals that impact your holdings. 𝗠cie.ai scans 1.3 million signals a day, from token prices to Twitter sentiment, and gives you one personalized briefing. No hype, no noise, just your crypto edge. Download 𝗠cie.ai. Stay ahead.